Hey, what's up everybody? This is Ultimate Music Lover Album Reviews, Unboxings, etc. Back with another video. I am back in my room. Now, as usual, there might be roommates just moving around, so just be conscious of that going into this video. But otherwise, we're here, and we're back with another unboxing, and I'm very excited. So, in the last video, this was the LP that I was talking about. I have it right here. Yeah, let's open it up. Let's see what we got. It might take a minute to open because I'm using my keys. I'm not using a blade or anything. All right, here we go. It is now open. And it's neatly bubble wrapped all the way around, which is nice. Minus the one corner, but even then it's just kept nice. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Tool Lateralus on vinyl LP. This is the 2020 pressing. As I mentioned in the last video, I do have a 2022 pressing right here. I bought this one because it was at my record store, and I didn't take a good second look to find it. Because I have already ordered this one by the time I bought the other one. But now I have two copies, and so I will listen to this one later on today, and I will compare the two of them to see which one is presumably better. People complain about this album because it's pressed on a picture disc. You know, it's not really, and it comes in these paper sleeves despite being pressed on a picture disc. So let's take a look. Ooh, okay. Now this one, personally, I am gonna have to clean it up because, you know, it's got a bunch of dirt attracted to it. I said Durst, like Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. But yeah, honestly, so far, like just visually looking at it, besides all the little specks of dust I gotta clean off, the pictures, surprisingly enough, look more pristine. I'm like surprised by that. I'm pretty surprised that the pictures look the way they do. But this is only the first disc, so let's take a look at the other disc. Now let's take a look at disc 2 here. Again, same deal. You got the eye rings circled around, and then you got the track listing for the second disc on here. Yeah, let's take a look at this disc. Now, okay, that's very staticky. I will need to clean that off because of how staticky it is. But minus the few little scuffs, again, the pictures look way more pristine on this. Look at this. Pictures look phenomenal on these discs. Now, I don't know if this is going to necessarily sound better, but these discs already look like they're better than the other pressing. I'll show you the other pressing real quick. So this is the 2020 pressing. And to be honest with you, I might not ever play this because this looks to just be in very, very well taken care of condition. And also, like I mentioned, the picture discs look more pristine. So yeah, let's take a look. I'm gonna pull out my 2022 pressing here, and honestly, there's already a notable difference. Like when you look at the lenticular covers of these two, this one has more like contrast, much deeper color, as you can see, compared to this one, which is just insane. Like out of the gate, the quality of the lenticular cover kind of goes down. And then if you look at the pictures, on this 2022 pressing, it looks like somebody fogged up the entire disc. By when you first look at it, it looks like there's no dust particles. There's not nearly as much dust particles or stuff on these discs, but it looks like someone went like and fogged up the disc really bad on both of these sides. Surprisingly, it sounds better than it looks. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, when you look at that, and then the other disc as well, which I'm going to pull out here. Again, looks like somebody just kind of fogged up the outsides. The pictures still look pretty nice, but now we're just going to sit here and do a quick comparison between the pictures on these discs and the pictures on the 2020 pressing that I just opened. This is the 2020 pressing, and then compare that to the 2022 pressing, which is this one. So like you could see that the picture on this one, I know the lighting's kind of weird, but if you look at this one, the vinyl around the picture just looks much more pristine and clean, and then this one looks like it's all fogged up, which I think it's weird, and I don't know if it's because the pictures for the 2022 batch finally stopped, they started to fade probably, because maybe these have all been the same pictures that have been printed since 2005 when this was first being pressed on LP. But yeah, when you compare this one to this one looks a lot more pristine, and same thing on this side. Surprisingly enough, you don't see much of a difference between the two. They almost look the same. But yeah, it's that first side that's kind of strange, I think. Which is just, it's really weird. I think it's weird that they took so much, like, I don't know if it's because they necessarily took more care into pressing the 2020 pressing, and then in 2022 they just kind of went, hey, just keep pressing the thing, and then, maybe it was the last line of pressings for all we know. But yeah, and then you take that and you compare that with the second disc. This disc looks more pristine than this one on this side, and then probably the same deal on the other side. Yeah, and then same deal here. You don't see much of a difference between these two, and I personally don't see much of a difference. There is a slight fade on the 2020 pressing, on the 2022 pressing as opposed to the 2021, but the difference really isn't there. Anyway, I am looking forward to listening to the 2020 pressing and comparing it to the 2022 pressing. Surprisingly enough, when I listened to the 2022 pressing, I've listened to this pressing like 6 times now since I bought it, and I've only had it for 3 days. It sounds better than it looks. Now, because they're picture discs, obviously they're going to be noisy. They're not going to be 100% perfect, but it sounds pretty good. The mastering is pretty nice, despite it being pressed on picture disc. But yeah, it's funny too that even the difference between the lenticular cover is different. Honestly, maybe each pressing of this album is a quote-unquote limited edition, if you get my drift. Because they've been saying that since 2005. Limited edition 2 LP picture disc. Come pick it up while supplies last. But that's always been the case with this album. They've always said limited edition, limited edition. Like, yeah, right. I think that's just Maynard just getting on his fans and being hilarious and just being like, just buy my album, buy my album. But yeah, I do have another outer sleeve that I'm going to put the 2022 pressing in. But that is the 2020 pressing of unboxing of Lateralus. I'll give you my personal thoughts on each pressing, like once I get a chance to compare both of them. I'll give you my thoughts on which one I prefer, which one I think sounds better. And honestly, the better sounding one is just going to be, like a display piece. It's not going to really be played. It's going to be put away. And then I'll have like a copy that I listen to frequently. But yeah, so I have 2 copies of that album on vinyl, and I will be unboxing the CD soon. Once I unbox the CD, I will talk about the album, and I will just give you my analysis on it, my review on the album. I'm just going to tell you right now, I absolutely love the album. I dig it. I never used to be a huge fan of Tool, but I actually started with Pussifer and then went backwards. So I went Pussifer, A Perfect Circle, and then I just finally got into Tool. And I gotta say, Lateralus is like one of the greatest albums to ever exist, to ever be created by any artist, any musician in all of mankind. It is just so good. It's every time I put it on, it's just a spiritual, transcendental experience. It's so good. But yeah, I'll be talking about the album and I'll be reviewing it in the next video. I just wanted to do a quick unboxing of the 2020 pressing on vinyl and compare the differences real quickly. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment down below what pressing you have on vinyl if you own this album on vinyl. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more music-related content. And I'll catch you all on the flip side. I'll see you in the next video.